Hello and welcome to another how-to video. My name's Brian Pollard. I'm a keen carp fisherman and I'm also keen to share my methods and along the way share some tips and tricks. In this video we're going to be looking at the Adjustable Zig Rig. Can you imagine, instead of having a fixed zig a certain distance from the lake bed, imagine if you could search out the layers to find where the carp are feeding. It's another tool for your armoury when carp fishing. You could either fish tight to the bottom at any layer on the way up to a surface bait, winding it up and down to suit wherever you want. If the ducks arrive, just wind it under sufficiently to stop them diving on it, and when they're gone, wind it back up to the surface. What do I mean by an adjustable zig rig? Well, here we go. Imagine that's the surface of the lake. Your line comes down to the lake bed and then back up to the surface with your bait, or it could be wound down to any level, adjusted to suit your needs. Okay, let's tie the rig and have a look at how it works. Welcome back. Let's tie the adjustable zig rig. The parts we're going to be using: 2-ounce pear lead with the swivel, a buffer bead, ledger stop, my hook of choice, size 8 barbless, curved shank. Okay, let's make a start. So I normally tie my adjustable zig rigs direct to the main line, but for this example I've just cut off a section of this hook link line. So through the eye of the pear lead, next goes the buffer bead, and then the ledger stop. put the wedge of the ledger stop tightly in it. Now let's tie the knotless knot. I'll zoom in a little so we can see this knot. Through the eye. Try that again. Through the eye, pull the tail through, make a loop. Adjust the loop. We want the tail just long enough to be able to pull at the finish of the knot. Gripping the line and the hook shank firmly, being careful to avoid the point of the knot of the hook. Your hook probably won't have a hook protector, point protector on it. So be very careful if when whipping the knot you touch the point with the line, it'll damage the line. So be careful when whipping any hooks. So we're going round 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Jam it against the shank, pull the tail, move the knot down to the eye, reposition the hook with the line safely out the way, and we're going to make a D on the back of the hook by putting the line back through the eye. This is making a D. Roll the line carefully out the way. Snip the line so we're leaving it just long enough to blob it with a lighter, taking care not to burn yourself. We're just going to blob the end so it doesn't go through the eye. Heat it up, touch it with the metal part. Hopefully that's blobbed it enough to make a D that won't come back out to the eye. If your line is finer, or if the eye is bigger and it looks like it will come back out, then go through a second time, tighten up the eye with line and then blob it. Now that we've got a D, I'm going to attach our loom bands. There it is. 2 loom bands, tiny elastic bands. Simply put it through the D, turn it back on itself and pull. Second one, put it through the D, turn it back on itself and pull through. And how do we use the loom bands? Well, we put them on the tiger bread baguette in the form of a cross. This is the method I've tried and tested over the years. Zooming back out slightly. And that's our whip knot, loom bands and tiger bread presentation. The next step is to see it in action. I'll pause the video and move on to the next part. For this demo, everything's scaled down. This is our lake, surface of the water, lake bed, our tiger bread, our 2-ounce pear lead. So we would cast out into the lake the lead would hit the bottom. The bread can be seen floating on the surface. If a duck approaches, we would just wind down and the bread would go under. When the hazard's gone, wind back and up it comes to the surface. If you decide you want to fish at a different level, just wind it down. The factors to be considered: if your bait will not stay under, your lead's too light or your bread's too large. This setup has caught me carp on the surface and just subsurface over and over. So hopefully you'll give it a try. It's my adjustable Zig Rig, specifically for tiger bread baguettes, slices. Happy hunting!